In that previous example about the cats and the tuna, we were taking a fraction and dividing it by a whole number. So now we're going to look at an example where we start with a whole number and divide it by a fraction. So in this next problem, we have Mr. Putnam wants to cut a 3-foot rope into 1/4 foot pieces. How many 1/4 foot pieces can he cut? When we think about who and what this problem is about, we know that it's about Mr. Putnam, and he has some rope that he wants to cut into pieces. So we know that the size of the rope is actually 3 feet long. And we know that he's trying to cut the rope into 1/4 foot pieces. So the problem is asking us to try and figure out how many 1-foot pieces can he cut. If you would like to pause the video at this time and in your workbooks, you can try to cut this model here into 1/4 pieces. Welcome back. So you can see that each of these boxes represents 1 foot. So I have 1 foot here, 1 foot here, and 1 foot here for a total of 3 feet. And I know that I need to take each of these feet and cut them into 4 equal parts because I need 1/4 size pieces. So I'm going to take this right here. And so you can see this first foot cut into pieces. Again, take this, put it right about here. And now I have 1/4 size pieces here. And then finally, moving this over, you can see that this last foot is also cut into 1/4 size pieces. So we're being asked to figure out how many pieces that is. So when you count them, you can see that we have a total of 12 1/4 size pieces. So again, in part B, it says Mr. Putnam can cut blank pieces of rope that are each 1/4 foot long. He's able to cut 12 pieces, each measuring 1/4 foot long. So now when you think about that division, I start with 3 holes, I divide it into 1/4 pieces, and we were able to make 12. All right, so now moving on to part number 4, we're going to look at our model again and complete the statements below to solve the same division problem using multiplication. At this time, go ahead and pause the video and try these 3 parts on your own, and then hit play when you're ready to go over it with me. All right, so part A says there are blank fourths in each whole foot. So you're going to look at just this 1 foot right here, and we need to figure out, well, how many fourths make up a whole foot? So you can see 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4. So your answer here is 4/4 in each whole, which makes sense because you know that 4 over 4 equals 1 whole, so 4/4 make a whole. Part B, you were asked to write a multiplication equation to find the number of fourths in 3 feet. Well, when you think about it, I have 3 whole feet and I have 4/4 being repeated 3 times. So I can see 4 here, plus 4 here, plus 4 here. And when you hear that repeated addition, you should be thinking multiplication. 3 times 4 equals 12. So again, you think Mr. Putnam can cut 12 1/4 foot pieces of rope. And again, using multiplication to help you solve this division problem.